Open your phone. You see it everywhere. People you know, people you don't, all flashing their gains, talking about stocks, crypto, building wealth. You hear that phrase, financial freedom, and it sounds like a language you were never taught. And you're just trying to make it to the next paycheck. Your phone buzzes. Another headline, the 10-bagger stock you've never heard of. Another app tells you, the market is up. You see a picture of some kid who turned $1,000 into $100,000. It's a 24/7 casino, and you're stuck outside in the cold washing the windows just trying to see in. You're working hard. Maybe you're working 2 jobs just to keep the lights on. And you feel that cold knot in your stomach, the feeling that you are being left behind, that the boat is leaving the dock and you're stuck on the shore drowning in bills. You think, I have to start investing. I'm missing my chance. You're not just missing the chance. You're missing the point. You're looking at the wrong map. You're not missing the boat. You're sinking the one you're already in, but they don't tell you about the anchor tied to your ankle, do they? We need to talk about that. I'm not one of those gurus. I'm not going to sell you a course, and I'm not going to promise you'll be a millionaire by next Tuesday. My name doesn't matter. What matters is that I've lived on Main Street my entire life. I know the sound a car makes right before the transmission fails. I know the anxiety of watching the gas pump tick past $70, $80, knowing that's 4 hours of my life right there. I've worked the second job, the weekend shift, just to make sure the utility bill gets paid. And those gurus, they talk a different language. They talk about leverage and risk tolerance and market timing. They use words you have to look up in a dictionary. You know what my language is? It's past due. It's check engine light. It's can we make it to Friday? Their game is about growing money. Our game, the Main Street game now, is about keeping it. And you cannot keep what you are actively setting on fire. I learned the hard way a lesson that Wall Street hides from you. Before you can build wealth, you have to stop destroying it. They want you to play their game. I'm telling you to fix your own. You clicked this because you want to know the smartest order to invest. You're expecting me to talk about 401ks, Roth IRAs, mutual funds. You're waiting for step number 1. And you think step number 1 is downloading an app and buying a piece of a company. You're wrong. That's what they want you to think. That's what keeps them rich. That's step number 10. Step number 1 is digging that envelope out of the trash pile, the one you didn't want to open. Your credit card bill, your student loan statement, the buy now, pay later email confirmation. That isn't a bill. That is a 5-alarm fire. And you're worried about which color to paint the house. They love to talk about compound interest, a magical force that builds wealth, and it is. But right now it's building wealth for your bank. Let's do the math. Main Street math. No calculators, just the hard truth. You are desperate to invest. You scrape together $100. You put it in the market, you get a great year, the market flies, you make 10%. You now have $110. You made $10. You feel smart. Now let's look at the other envelope, your credit card. You have a $2,000 balance. The average rate? It's over 21% APR. Let's call it 22% just to be honest. It's probably higher. That 22% on $2,000 means you are paying the bank $440 this year, just in interest, not paying it down, just servicing the debt. So, you invested. You made $10. You paid the bank $440. You are now $430 poorer than when you started. Let's put that in terms you really understand. Let's say you make $20 an hour after taxes. That $430 loss, that's 21.5 hours of your life. That is more than half a week of work. That is the entire weekend shift you picked up. You worked 21 hours, just to break less than even. You worked an extra job to pay the bank for the privilege of gambling. You are not an investor. You are a target. You are working the first hour of your day every day just to pay the interest on things you already bought. You are running toward a finish line, but you are on a treadmill that is angled downhill, and the bank is standing at the bottom, collecting the change that falls out of your pockets. Here's the first lesson, kid. Wall Street wants you to invest your money. Main Street needs you to save your life. You want to fix this? The first step is admitting the problem. I want you to have the courage to do one thing. Right now, go to the comments. I want you to write the interest rate, the APR, of your worst credit card. You don't have to write your name. You don't have to write the balance, just the number. 18%, 24%, 29.9%. Let's stop hiding. Let's drag this monster into the light so we can finally see what we're fighting. That number is your enemy. You think that 22% APR is the worst of it? You think that's the biggest leak? That's just the hole in the side of the boat. We haven't even talked about the engine that's on fire. In the next part, I'm going to show you the investment you made with that buy now, pay later service. The one that told you it was interest-free. The real price of that is going to make your credit card look like a bargain. You're not ready for this. Part 2. Mapping the leaks, the negative return. So you looked at your number. That 24%, that 29%, it stings. But some of you are feeling smug. You're thinking, I don't have credit card debt. I'm responsible. I just use those buy now, pay later services. 4 easy payments, 0 interest. I beat the system. You beat nothing. You just signed up for a different kind of prison. You didn't just buy a $120 pair of shoes. You signed 4 contracts. You gave 4 different companies the right to reach into your bank account. And what happens when you miss one? What happens when the paycheck is late or the water heater breaks and that $30 payment bounces? That's when the 0 interest lie evaporates. You're hit with a $35 late fee. Suddenly your $30 payment just cost you $65. You just paid over 100% interest on that payment. Your credit card APR is 24% per year. You just paid 100% in one day. But the real cost, the one they don't list, is the habit. You are training your brain that you can have it now. You are normalizing debt. You are spreading the pain out so thin you don't even feel the 1,000 cuts. You're budgeting for payments, not for purchases. You're living in the past. Your entire paycheck is already spent before it even hits your account. And that's just one leak. Let's talk about the others. The slow drips. Pull out your phone. Look at your subscriptions. Go ahead. I'll wait. You got the $17.99 for that movie service, the $9.99 for the music, the $14.99 for the other movie service you forgot you had, the free trial that expired 8 months ago. It's just $15, right? What's $15? $15 a month is $180 a year. Add the other 2, that's maybe $40 a month. That's $480 a year. You are spending nearly $500 every year for the convenience of forgetting to click cancel. That $500 could be half of your $1,000 emergency fund, but it's gone, dripped away. You're paying for things you don't even use with money you don't have. That is the leak, the belief that owing is a normal, acceptable way to live. I was talking to my mechanic, Sal. He's been keeping my truck running for 20 years. His shop isn't fancy, but it's clean. His tools are old, but they are paid for. I asked him once if he invests in all this crypto nonsense. He wiped the grease off his hands and laughed. He pointed to the big hydraulic lift holding a car. You see that lift? He said. It's mine. 10 years ago, the old one broke. I didn't have a line of credit. I had cash. I bought this one. If I had to borrow money, the bank would own my lift. And if I own the lift, I own my business. If the bank owns the lift, the bank owns me. He pointed to his wall of wrenches. Those are paid for, my diagnostic computer paid for. I don't invest in Wall Street. I invest in not owing anyone. If my computer breaks, I need the cash to buy a new one that day. If I have to wait for a loan, I'm out of business. My family doesn't eat. That is step number 1. Sal doesn't have an investment portfolio. He has peace. He owns his tools. Do you own your life? Or does the bank own your paycheck? Does the buy now, pay later service own your next 3 Fridays? Does your streaming service own the first $40 of your month? Let's do the math. The real math. Forget gains. Let's calculate the loss. The average American household carrying credit card debt has over $6,000. Let's use an easy number. Let's say you have $5,000, and your interest rate is 24% APR. That's high, but it's common, and it makes the math simple. $5,000, 24% interest. Do you know what that costs you per year? That's valid $200. $1,200, it's $100 every single month. That $100 is not paying down the $5,000. That's not buying you anything new. That is the fee you pay for the privilege of being in debt. Think about your life. How long do you have to work to earn $100 after taxes? If you make $25 an hour, that's 4 hours of your life. Every month, that's 1 full day of work. Every 2 months, burned, lit on fire, handed straight to a bank, just so you can keep the things you already bought. You are guaranteeing a negative 24% return on your own money. You are investing in the bank's profit margin. Stop telling yourself you have an income problem. You don't have an income problem, you have a high-interest leak. And right now someone is typing the excuse, the smart one. But I have to keep the debt. I'm building my credit score. I'm using the debt to look responsible. Are you listening to the words coming out of your mouth? You are paying $200 a year for a number. Who do you think that number is for? It's not for you. It's for them. It's a risk score the bank uses to decide how much more debt they can sell you. It's a report card that you pay them to grade you on. You're bragging about being the employee of the month at the debt factory. You've been tricked into believing that a high score means you're winning. A high score just means you're a reliable customer for their most profitable product, debt. You build your score just fine by paying your rent on time, by paying your light bill. You don't need to pay a bank $200 for a gold star. That is the most expensive, useless sticker you have ever bought. You are paying for your own handcuffs, and then you're bragging about how shiny they are. You are trapped in a game where you must lose. It was designed that way. You are obsessed with the 8% you might gain, while you're ignoring the 24% you are losing guaranteed every single month. This is the leak. This is the emergency. This is step number 1. Stop the bleeding. But in the next part, I'm going to show you how to flip this. I'm going to show you the only investment in the entire world that comes with a 100% guaranteed tax-free return. It's not crypto. It's not gold. And it's the one thing the banks pray you never, ever discover. All right, let's talk about this investment. The banks pray you never, ever discover. It's not a stock, it's not crypto, it's not some secret real estate loophole. The single greatest, 100% guaranteed, risk-free, tax-free investment on planet Earth is your high-interest debt. Paying it off is the only smart step number 1. You're still not getting it. You're still dreaming about that 10% gain from the stock market. You're still addicted to the hope of a win. You're a gambler, not an investor. An investor looks at the certainty. Let me break it down so a child can understand it. You have $1,000, you worked weekends for it. You skipped lunches, it's $1,000 you finally scraped together. You have 2 choices. Choice 1, Wall Street. You take your $1,000 and invest it. You have a phenomenal year. The market soars, you make 10%. Your $1,000 is now $1,100. You made $100, except you didn't. The government wants its cut. Capital gains tax, let's say 20%. So they take $20 of your $100 profit. Your real in-your-pocket gain is $80, and that's if you have a great year. That's if the market doesn't crash. That's if the company doesn't go bankrupt. What if the market drops 10%? Now your $1,000 is $900. You lost $100. So you risked $1,000 to maybe make $80, or maybe lose $100. It's a gamble. Choice 2, Main Street. You take your $1,000 and you pay off $1,000 of that $5,000 credit card balance, the one that's charging you 24% APR. The moment you do that, you have guaranteed yourself a 24% return. How? Because you saved $240 in interest that you will not have to pay this year. It's $240. It's in your pocket. It's not a maybe. It is. It's 100% risk-free. No market crash can touch it, and it's 100% tax-free. The government cannot tax you on the interest you didn't pay. So, you want to be an investor? Do you want to maybe earn $80? Or maybe lose $100? Or do you want to guarantee that you keep $240? The math doesn't lie. Your feelings lie. Your ego lies. The guy on TV lies. The numbers? They are the one hard truth. Here is the third lesson. Write this down. The best guaranteed return on earth isn't a stock. It's the interest rate on your credit card. Now, I hear the other excuse. The educated one. Oh, but I don't have bad debt. I just have $80,000 in student loans. That's good debt, right? The interest is only 5%. Good debt. Who taught you that? A college that's now getting $500 a month from you for the next 20 years? Good debt is a marketing slogan. It's a lie they tell you so you'll feel smart about the ball and chain around your ankle. It's still debt. It's still a payment. It's $500 of your paycheck that is gone before you see it. It's $6,000 a year. Every year, $6,000 you cannot use to start your $1,000 emergency fund. $6,000 you cannot use to fix the check engine light that's been on for 6 months. $6,000 you cannot invest. That 5% interest might be lower than the credit card, but the payment is a boot on your neck. It's a claim on your future. It's the first check you write. It's the reason you have to use the credit card when the car breaks. And let's talk about the other good debt. The one sitting in your driveway, your car payment. You think that $600 a month is just the cost of living. It's not. It's a $7,200 a year investment in depreciation. You are actively paying $7,200 a year for something that is guaranteed to be worth less money. You are paying a high interest rate plus the full coverage insurance the bank demands just to watch your asset rust. That $7,200 a year over the 5 years of your loan is $36,000. For a car that will be worth $10,000, you paid $36,000. You lost $26,000, and you're worried about missing a 10% stock pick? You just guaranteed yourself a massive loss. I see it every day. My neighbor, nice guy, works hard. He just bought a brand new $70,000 truck he can't afford. The payment is probably $900 a month. He's paying 8% interest on the loan. He told me last week he's investing in some new crypto coin with his spare cash. He's a fool. He's not investing. He's gambling while his house is on fire. He's paying 8% guaranteed on that truck while hoping to make 12% on a digital coin. He's running in place, and he's proud of the sweat. He's working 2 jobs just to impress people at the stoplight. You know what's better than a new truck? Owning your 15-year-old one. Title in hand, no payments. You know what's better than a crypto gain? Sleeping all night, knowing that if the furnace dies, you just pay for it, in cash. That's peace. That is a feeling a $70,000 truck can never buy you. So now you see it. Now you understand. Step number 1 isn't investing. Step number 1 is war. It's the war against your own debt. It's the only investment that matters right now. But how? How do you actually do it? What's the order? Do you pay the credit card first? The student loan? The car? And what about that emergency fund everyone keeps talking about? Where does that fit? In the final part, I'm giving you the order, the real order, the Main Street order of operations. It's not what they teach you in finance class. It's what I learned from a lifetime of paying the bills. This is the plan. You're here. You made it past the anger, past the excuses. You're ready for the plan. This isn't the Wall Street plan. This is the Main Street order of operations. This is the 2-job mindset. This is how you stop the bleeding and finally start to build something real. You need a piece of paper, and you need to listen. This is the only smart order that matters. Step 0, the light. You can't fight an enemy you can't see. For the next 30 days, you don't change anything. You just watch. Write down every single penny, the $5 coffee, the $2 toll, the $15 delivery fee, everything. You need to see the truth. This isn't a budget. This is an audit. This is the hard look in the mirror. It's going to hurt. It's supposed to. This is the diagnosis. Step 1, the cardboard shield. This is not your emergency fund. This is your stop digging the hole fund. Your goal is $1,000, not $10,000. $1,000. Cash. In a savings account you don't touch. You sell the junk in your garage. You cancel the 5 streaming services you don't watch. You stop eating out. You don't save for this. You find this. You fight for this. This $1,000 is your new zero. This is the money that breaks the cycle. The only purpose of this $1,000 is to stop you from ever using a credit card for an emergency again. The next time the tire blows or the kid gets sick, you use this. You do not use the credit card. Then you stop everything and you build that $1,000 shield right back up. Step 2, the war. Now you have your $1,000 shield. You are no longer digging. Now you climb out. You take every extra cent you have, all the money you found in step 0, all the money from the second job, and you launch a missile at your smallest, most expensive enemy, your highest interest debt. I don't care if it's the $5,000 credit card at 29% or the $1,000 buy now, pay later loan that's killing you. You attack the one with the highest interest rate. You pay the minimum on everything else, and you throw a fire hose of cash at that one debt until it is gone. When it's gone, you take that fire hose and you point it at the next highest interest debt. This is your investment. This is your 29% guaranteed return. Step 3, the wall. After the high-interest debt is dead, after, not before, you keep living like a hawk, you keep that fire hose of cash. But now you point it at your savings account. This is where you build the real emergency fund. The wall. This is 3 to 6 months of your basic survival-level living expenses. Rent, lights, gas, noodles, not vacations, not new shoes. This is your peace. This is your I can tell my boss no fund. This is the money that lets you sleep when the furnace makes a funny noise. This is the goal. Step 4. The maybe. Only now. Only after you have $1,000 in the bank. Only after your high-interest debt is zero. And only after you have 3 to 6 months of your life saved. Then and only then do you have the right to walk into Wall Street's casino and invest your money. Because now, you're not gambling with the rent. You're playing with extra. You're still confused. You're thinking, this is too slow, I'll be left behind. You think having $10,000 in debt and $10,000 in stocks makes you diversified. It makes you a fool. Let's do the last math, kid. You have $10,000 on a credit card at 20% interest. You have $10,000 in a stock fund that might get you 8%. Your net worth is zero, right? You feel smart. But the math? Your debt costs you $2,000 this year. $10,000 x 20% for $2,000. Your investment earns you $800 this year. $10,000 x 8%, $800. Your net position. You just paid $1,200 for the privilege of saying you're an investor. You are $1,200 poorer than the guy who had $0 in debt and $0 in stocks. You have the anxiety of a stock market crash and the stress of the credit card bill. You are paying for a double dose of misery. Zero is better than negative. Stop celebrating negative. This is the plan. It's not fast. It's not sexy. It is the 90-day belt-tightening plan. Month 1. You are on a mission. This is your scorched earth month. You cancel everything. You eat what's in the pantry. You brew your own coffee. You sell the video games, the extra TV, the clothes you don't wear. You find that $1,000 for step 1. You do not care what anyone thinks. You are at war. Month 2. You take all the money you were spending, subscriptions, restaurants, coffee. You aim it at that first credit card. You make a payment that hurts. A payment that's 3 times the minimum. It feels good. It feels like winning. Month 3. You do it again. You watch that balance shrink. For the first time in your life, you are not the victim of your money. You are the boss. This isn't about saving money. This is about buying back your life. If you're working 2 jobs, that second job isn't to buy more junk. That second job is your escape plan. It is the fuel for step 2. You're not working to impress your neighbor. You're working to buy your freedom from ever having to work a second job again. Every dollar of debt you pay off is a minute of your future you just bought back from the bank. Every dollar you save is a piece of your peace of mind you just reclaimed. This is the only investment that matters. This is step number 1. If you made it this far, you're not a tourist. You're serious. This is the end of the video, but it's the start of the work. I need a contract from you, a public promise. To me, to yourself. Go to the comments. Write these 3 words. My debt first. That's the promise. That's the plan. All right, we're done. Now go find that credit card bill. Look at the balance. And promise yourself you will never, ever let that number go up again. Go to work.